Hello there and a warm welcome to News Across Nigeria, the second edition of the week. We're bringing you stories from across the 36 states of the Federation, keeping you up to speed with what's going on in the 6 geopolitical zones. I am Olumide Macaulay. Thank you for joining us. On the program today, a federal high court in Abuja grants former Benue State Governor Gabriel Suswam bail. And calm has returned to Taraba State after the verdict of the Election Petition Tribunal. And the Army begins election probe. We begin in the nation's Federal Capital Territory concerning the granting of bail to a former governor of someone in the North Central region. A federal high court sitting in Abuja, Nigeria's federal capital, has granted bail to a former Benue State Governor, Gabriel Suswam, who alongside the former Commissioner of Finance in the state, has standing trial for alleged mismanagement of over 3.1 billion naira belonging to Benue State. The court granted them bail in the sum of 100 million naira each and one surety each, who shall not be less than a director, grade level 12, in the employment of the federal, state, or local government. Each surety shall swear an affidavit of means, while the two accused persons are to submit their travel documents in the custody of the court. Trial has been set for December the 8th and 9th, while bail was not opposed by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission.
The complaint, the charge was read over to the two of them, and they pleaded not guilty, thereby putting the onus on the prosecution to call his witnesses and then present his case. So that has been done, is adjourned now for trial. Meanwhile, he was released on bail because he was granted administrative bail, which he never jumped, and also after the charge was served on him, he was also similarly granted bail. So it will not be proper for me to come and contest bail when he has been released twice on bail. So that's why the courts granted him bail.
He denied the charges and he pleaded not guilty. We applied for his bail, which was not opposed, and graciously his lordship granted him bail on conditions. So we're trying to perfect the conditions of the bail.
Are those conditions friendly?
They are okay. The conditions are okay. And by the grace, the whole essence of a bail or condition is to ensure that the defendant attends the court, and he hasn't an history of abstaining from proceedings or running away from the country. So we were able to convince the court that it's not somebody who will jump in.
Counsel to the accused, and you'll recall that both men last month had been granted administrative bail before this one. We turn our attention quickly to Taraba State now, where residents have been assured that their safety is guaranteed following the verdict of the Governorship Election Tribunal in Abuja. The Chief of Staff in the Government House, Rebo Usman, said that business activities and government commitments in the state will not be affected in any way, contrary to speculation when the tribunal decision was first relayed.
The weekend judgment that nullified the election of Darius Ishaku as governor of Taraba State threw up tensions in the state, felt in almost all 16 local government areas. Calm has since returned, and commercial activities have picked up in the capital city and environs.
After the verdict, people are beginning to see that the impression they had before is not actually what is on ground, what will happen, because there were misunderstandings on both sides that the APC candidate will be sworn in immediately. And so there was that anxiety and all that. But with the explanations that came, I said, look, we still have several months ahead of us to sort these things out through the legal processes. So everybody has gone back to his cocoon.
The All Progressives Congress in the state believes that the verdict is a reflection of the truth and the change the people were yearning for when they went to the polls in April.
Our supporters jubilated, and you can see now that everywhere in Jalingo is calm. No crisis, no any envisaged conflict or crisis between PDP and APC.
A coalition of civil society in the state condemned the initial disturbances in Wokari following the judgment in Abuja and urged citizens to allow the rule of law prevail.
The election petition dispute which has processes, and this is just a process one, and as it is, it's only incumbent on the supporters, no matter how strongly one may feel about a process, to remain calm and allow the legal processes taken to the logical conclusion.
Well, it's not yet uhuru for the APC, as Governor Darius Ishaku has confirmed that the tribunal's ruling will be challenged at the appeal court.
I'm going to appeal. I've already told my lawyers to appeal. I'm a law-abiding citizen, and it's the mandate, your mandate, that you have given me freely, that I'm executing. It's not that I went and seized it from the court. So it's the people's free mandate I'm using, and I will appeal the tribunal judgment, and by the grace of God, I know that this judgment will be reversed.
For now, it's back to business for the citizens who have been given assurances from the state government that lives and property will be secured.
Now, the Nigerian Army has inaugurated the panel to investigate the alleged misconduct of some of its officers and men during the Ekiti, Osun and 2015, that is the 2015 general elections. Inaugurating the panel on behalf of the Chief of Army Staff, the General Officer commanding 1 Mechanized Division, Major General Adeni Oyebade, said the Army is commencing the probe because it's concerned about the allegations against its officers and men during the elections. Major General Oyebade, who is also president of the panel, enjoined members of the public, especially those who feel aggrieved, to come forward with concrete evidence of such allegations.
The Army investigation is centered on complaints of electoral malpractice by some politicians during the elections in Ekiti, Osun, Rivers, Akwa Ibom, and Abia states, just to mention a few. In some of the instances cited, politicians were accused of using the military to manipulate the elections, thereby subverting the will of the people. Some of the allegations include harassment and intimidation of voters. Shortly after his election, President Muhammadu Buhari had promised to investigate all allegations arising from the conduct of the poll. The Army panel, mandated to look at the involvement of its personnel in election malpractice, seems to be in line with the president's promise, as it will help unravel the truth behind the allegations. Members of the panel will sit from November the 9th to 20th, 2015 at one of the Mechanized Division headquarters in Kaduna, with an assurance from the president of the panel that he and his members will accord all witnesses that may appear before it full respect and dignity.
I want to use this opportunity to call on all strata in the society and of course the general public to please, as a matter of urgency, appear in person if they so wish, and or forward their petitions in form of memorandum either personally to headquarters 1 Division Nigerian Army located here in Kawo, Kaduna, or through headquarters 1 Division email goc1div@yahoo.com. All petitions or memorandum are to be forwarded not later than Friday, the 20th of November, 2015.
According to the Major General, the military is an institution expected to be above the fray of politics, working only for national interest.
Given these weighty allegations that were made against the military with respect to the elections, anybody desirous of making a presentation or appearing before the panel has enough time to do so. And we are talking effectively of about 2 weeks. And I want to believe that these are not new issues that anybody who intends to make a submission will surely have some things he has in his kitty. So, and in a military fashion, we'd like to do our things very expeditiously rather than just dragging it on endlessly.
Members of the panel include 1 Major General, 3 Brigadier Generals, and 1 Colonel. As the panel commences sitting, those who raised concerns about the military's unprofessional conduct will bring forth such allegations.
Coming up on News Across Nigeria, the Abia State Governor swears in 20 commissioners. Stay with us.